In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is indeed his messenger. I greet my brothers and sisters, listeners, watchers. In the greeting words of peace, we say Assalamu alaikum. You're listening to Fajr Show TV. This is the extra special People Series 2. And I'm here with Sister Janet Aisha, once again, my wife, scientist around the home, by Allah's grace and mercy, MGT, in the house. Let me welcome her in the greeting words of peace. We say Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, sister, again.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you.
And how are you today?
I am wonderful. Elijah's 10 now, so we are so thankful to Allah. I am so thankful to Allah for
Elijah's
Elijah.
our son, by the way.
Elijah is our son. Like everybody doesn't know. Everyone knows the children's names.
Do they?
But yes,
do
they
you
do.
brothers and sisters?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
That means you've been paying attention.
Exactly.
Over the years.
Yeah, they've been with us for a long time. We've had some people, brothers and sisters, who actually say that they've been listening to the show for a long time, for years even. So Elijah's 10 now, brothers and sisters.
So with Elijah being 10, and we're taught that, whenever the children have a birthday, it's your birthday also.
Of course it is.
So what memories do you have, briefly, of, him being 10, and 10 years ago he was home birthed? Yeah. And we were linking home birth with homeschooling, which we'll get into in a little bit, by Allah's grace and mercy. Would you just want to speak about that for a few moments?
I do, and the home birth was wonderful because I don't like hospitals. I was in hospital when I was a little girl, and I just don't like hospitals. And because when we're pregnant and when we're actually giving birth, that we're not actually sick, we don't necessarily need to be in hospital. That unless there's some medical reason or some intense medical reason, that we can actually do it at home. And that's a style that a home birth has been a style and a culture for years, and it's only been very recently that women have actually been going to hospital in this country. But historically, as a people, we've always given birth at home. That's where we're most comfortable, where we're more relaxed, where we're able to feel the confidence that we need in order to give birth, because it's a labour of love.
It is a labour of love. And, I was linking the home birth with the homeschooling, and that's two things that generally when I speak to people, they say, we can't do that. I can't do home birth, and I can't do homeschooling, I haven't got what it takes. I haven't got the knowledge. I haven't got the support or whatever. And it's two things that are really crucial if we're really going to come out of this society or bring the next generation, elevate them gently out of the grip of Shaitan.
Yeah, and environment is crucial. And really, this ties in with our subject today anyway. But environment is crucial because it has a great impact on the person, the individual, the effect, their attitude, how we're thinking, how we're feeling. When I was pregnant with Elijah, and I was determined I wasn't going into hospital, because I'd heard about all the interventions that they do. They give you a set amount of time in order for you to give birth. If you don't, then they use some pessaries and stuff to induce the birth. Then the labour pains go too heavy or they're too strong, because labour pains are a gradual thing that build up gradually. But when they intervene, when the medical people intervene and they induce the birth, the labour pains are so much harder, and they're harder to manage, and they're harder for us to control and work with, because you have to work with the labour pains in order for the baby to come through. When they intervene now, the labour pains start coming a lot quicker. That means that we end up having to take pethidine or something like that, or other things, other anaesthetics that help to freeze us and stop us from numb our bodies, as I was thinking of. Then after that, when that doesn't happen and when we don't have the baby quick enough, then what ends up happening is they give us a cesarean. So it just goes from stage to stage, dependent on how much the doctors have to do. And I don't know if you've been watching the news, brothers and sisters, but there's a huge midwife shortage. So that's an even bigger impact, because doctors don't always deal with babies. It's the midwives. The midwives, just like in the Bible, the midwives are crucial. And they're the ones who really deliver the baby. And they're the ones who are the skilled ones who are able to help to save the baby's life or to help to lose it. And this is exactly what was the same as in the time of Herod, when he said, kill the male and spare the female. That it was the midwives who were a crucial aspect of that. And they were the ones who were taught to kill the babies at that time.
It's interesting that we have these strangers who come into our house to deliver our children. And we have these strangers who we give our children to educate them as well. But we expect somehow them to do what we want them to do when they've already got their own agenda and they've got their own plan. And, as a someone who deals with home birth, who has had 2 home births, you know, and is currently homeschooling our children, we've absolutely taken back that power that we generally give to the society. And all praise is due to Allah.
Yeah, and it's power and responsibility, because like Elijah and Joseph were displaying behaviours. They were just being too excitable all the time. And I then had to look at myself and what I was doing with them during the week in order for them to be so excitable. I didn't look at, I didn't have to go to a school teacher and say, well, what's happening in school or class, or have to talk to anyone. The responsibility lies with me, because I'm the one who's with them in the daytime. So it's much easier for me to be able to backtrack and to hone and to sharpen and to, practice meditation with them, or relax, or listen to music or something, that will help to keep it down. But our topic is...
With power comes great responsibility, sister.
Yeah.
Start as we mean to go on. So
yeah.
Take it away.
Yeah. Brother was reminding me of that this morning. With power comes great responsibility. But that's our subject, really, isn't it? Stop the killing.
Part 2.
Stop the killing and education, part 2. Okay. Now, stop the killing happens in order for us to stop the killing, brothers and sisters, we have to see it in so many different ways. Whether it's the shootings that are happening in the community and the nation at large, whether it's the muggings, the stabbings, the rapings, the abortions, divorces, all of these things encompass stop the killing. Whether it's slack talk and gossip.
Come on, sister.
Allah asks us in the Quran, he says, would you bite the flesh of your dead brother? And all of us are saying, yuck, I ain't even going near a dead body, much less touching one.
Vegetarian.
However, for me to be slandering, or for me to be gossiping about my brother or my sister in their absence, that's biting the flesh of my brother or my sister. It's us taking away from one another. It's robbing one another of even the opportunity of defending myself based on what my brother or my sister has said.
Can I say that, because flesh, if you look at it, flesh is a surface thing. And we as a people tend to be on a surface level, and we tend to deal with surface things, and we attack the surface. So in that sense, we are flesh eaters.
Yeah, right. And, it's one of the things that I've learned is that we've become so judgmental as a people. We're so busy judging one another that we don't even understand why someone is doing what they're doing. And I remember with you, we would struggle sometimes, or argue, okay?
She would struggle.
No, I would do her, or I'd get annoyed. And when I asked the question, why did you do that? Or why did you say that? Then that's the only reason why I have a better understanding of what he's doing. I don't always agree, but I don't have to agree. But I understand why he's doing what he's doing, which then in turn helps me to be patient.
Well, if I'm right, it is.
And if you're
Because there
wrong,
are times when you're asking me what I'm doing, and I may be wrong.
No, he's way wrong. He's way wrong.
On the rare occasion, I may be wrong, brothers and sisters, which means I have to check myself. And if you ask the question in the right manner, in the right spirit, it enables me to, correct myself quicker. Some people dig their heels in.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to show her then. I'm going to go even further wrong. Pull it this way.
Yeah.
Pull it out a shot, Some of us are like that.
Yeah, yes we do.
So we have to be really careful how we ask one another a question.
And remember, all of this is about killing, It's killing our relationships, it's killing our love for one another, and it's killing our families, which means our community and our nation. Even in terms of gossiping and slap talk and slandering one another, we've done it on a mental and emotional level to one another for so long as adults, and we do it in front of our children. So now our children are hateful towards one another sometimes, or hateful to one another because you live for you, or you come from here, you come from Pecknam and I'm from Bricky or wherever.
Bricktown.
Oh, Bricktown. And our parents did it and saying, well, you're from Grenada and I'm from Jamaica or what have you. So it's the same mentality.
Same divisions.
It's the
different
same
area.
It's the same divisions. But what happens was our parents did it on one level. The children now the young people end up shooting one another because they have guns at their disposal. So it's the
Somehow.
same. Yeah, surprise, surprise. But they've been given to them. And that was like the cartoon that you sent me yesterday, which was amazing. We didn't even get